Marshawn Kneeland's story begins in the heart of Michigan, in the city of Grand Rapids, where football wasn't just a sport, it was a language, a promise, and sometimes the only way out. Born on July 8, 2001, Marshawn grew up with a quiet drive that caught the attention of coaches early on. At Godwin Heights High School in Wyoming, Michigan, he was more than just a player. He was the kind of athlete who made every play count. On defense, he was relentless, 110 tackles, 8 sacks. On offense, he turned raw strength into skill, 20 receptions, 330 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Even as a teenager, Marshawn played like someone who understood what it meant to carry the hopes of a family, a school, and a small Michigan town. When Western Michigan University came calling, he didn't hesitate. The Broncos gave him a stage, and Marshawn gave them everything he had. He arrived in 2019, hungry, humble, and still just a kid chasing a dream. The early seasons were about learning, adapting, and fighting through injuries that might have slowed others down. But Marshawn was built differently. He was the kind of player who never accepted easy answers. By his senior year, the work paid off. He recorded 57 tackles, 4.5 sacks, and 7.5 tackles for loss. Opponents started to notice. Coaches whispered his name in film rooms. Scouts circled it in notebooks. He wasn't flashy, but he was dependable, the kind of edge rusher who played every down with quiet violence and total focus. Off the field, though, life was heavier. In February 2024, Marshawn lost his mother, Wendy Kneeland, suddenly and without warning. The grief hit like a blindside tackle. But instead of crumbling, he carried her memory everywhere, literally. When draft day came just months later, Marshawn brought her ashes with him. The cameras caught that moment. A young man, dressed in his best, standing on the edge of his dream, whispering a promise to the mother who couldn't be there to see it. When the Dallas Cowboys called his name with the 56th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the joy was pure. Marshawn Kneeland had made it, from small-town Michigan to one of the biggest franchises in American sports. In Dallas, he wore number 94, a number heavy with history, a number once worn by Cowboys legends. He stepped onto the field that fall with that signature mix of discipline and raw power. Teammates called him a rock. Coaches praised his work ethic. He wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing excellence. Every snap was a silent conversation with his late mother. Every tackle was a message. I'm still here, Mom. His rookie season showed flashes of what he could become, 14 tackles, bursts of speed off the edge, moments of brilliance that made fans believe the Cowboys had found something special. Then came 2025. Marshawn entered his second year more confident, stronger, and fully part of the Cowboys' defensive rotation. He notched his first NFL sack, and in one unforgettable play, he recovered a blocked punt in the end zone, his first NFL touchdown. The stadium erupted. He smiled for the cameras, the kind of smile that carried both pride and peace. For that one moment, the pain of the past seemed lighter. But beneath the helmet, something deeper was happening. Teammates and close friends later said he was quieter that season. He missed his mother more than ever. He had spoken about feeling pressure, to perform, to live up to expectations, to stay strong when everything inside him still hurt. Professional football can be brutal that way. It demands perfection from men still learning how to handle heartbreak. On the night of November 5, 2025, that struggle reached its breaking point. According to police, Marshawn was pulled over by Texas DPS troopers for a traffic violation. Instead of stopping, he drove off. Moments later, the car crashed. He ran on foot. Later, officers would discover that he had sent a group message to loved ones saying goodbye. He was found in a wooded area near Frisco, Texas, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was 24 years old. When the news broke the next morning, shock rippled through the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys released a statement calling him a beloved teammate and member of our family. Coaches wept. Players spoke about his kindness, his quiet leadership, his smile in the locker room after every win. Across social media, fans who had only just learned his name posted tributes, sharing clips of that blocked punt touchdown, freezing him forever in that moment of joy. But beyond the statistics and the headlines, what remains is the deeper story, a reminder of how easily the pressures of greatness can hide silent pain. Marshawn Kneeland's life wasn't defined by how it ended but by how much he gave while he was here. Every tackle, every drill, every moment of perseverance was an act of love, for his family, for his teammates, and for the game that shaped him. In the weeks after his death, former college coaches at Western Michigan spoke about his humility. He never asked for special treatment, one said. He just wanted to work. Friends remembered his laugh, the way he'd make time for kids who waited outside the stadium for autographs. He was the kind of player who made everyone around him better, not just by playing hard, but by caring deeply. His story also opened a wider conversation across sports, about mental health support for athletes, about what happens when the cheering stops and the noise fades. The NFL, still shaken from other recent tragedies, vowed to strengthen outreach programs and counseling services. Teammates carried number 94 stickers on their helmets. Western Michigan held a candlelight vigil at the stadium where his college journey began. His family asked that fans remember him not just as a football player, but as a son, a friend, and a man who tried, truly tried, to keep going. In the end, Marshawn Kneeland's story is not only about football. It's about dreams and loss, strength and vulnerability, love and grief. It's about how success can sometimes coexist with unbearable silence. His life is a mirror reflecting what too many young men in sports endure quietly. The pressure to always be strong, even when strength is running out. And yet, there is still something enduring in his journey. The boy from Grand Rapids made it to the NFL. He fulfilled a promise to his mother. He showed the world what resilience looks like. And even in death, he reminds us that behind every jersey number, there is a person, with fears, hopes, and stories we may never fully know. So, when fans look back on that blocked punt touchdown or that relentless drive off the edge, they'll see more than a highlight. They'll see the echo of a young man who fought through pain and kept showing up anyway. They'll see a legacy that challenges us to notice the people behind the helmets, to reach out, to listen, and to care. Marshawn Kneeland's journey was short, but it mattered. It mattered to his teammates, to his family, and to every fan who believes in second chances and silent heroes. His dream didn't end on that November night. It lives on in the conversations his story has started, in the awareness it raised, and in the hope that maybe, just maybe, his pain will help save someone else's life. Rest easy, Marshawn. The field remembers you, the fans remember you, and the game will never forget your fight.